What's up guys, and welcome to my complete Apollo Neuro review. The Apollo Neuro is a wearable stress device. I've been seeing it promoted a lot on social media and decided to give it a try myself. So I've been using it for the past couple of months and have my opinions ready to share with you guys. If you've seen other videos on the channel, you know that I am all about finding the next mental or physical health hack. Obviously, you guys should already be doing, exercising, meditating, doing yoga, dieting right. But I understand that these things take a lot of time and energy, so it can be hard for us to be consistent with them, especially long enough to get long-term benefits from them. Devices like the Apollo Neuro really appeal to me because they can offer a passive solution, something, if their claims that they can reduce stress, anxiousness, and improve heart rate variability and sleep are true, that would be really, really awesome for a lot of people. But honestly guys, just a couple of videos ago, I did a review on a similar vibrational stress reducing wearable device that I did not love, and I could not recommend it in good conscience to the majority of my audience, but that was at a much cheaper price point. So even though I went into this review a little bit skeptical, I wanted to keep in mind, hey, there's a big price difference here, so maybe that cost will account for the quality of the product that I get out of it. So I still wanted to give it a shot. The Apollo Neuro starts at $399, which is not cheap, but before that causes you any stress and turns this into a stress creating wearable, I just want to point out there will be a coupon code toward the end of the video. So my real ones that stick to the end, that discount will help you out a lot. Now, before we dive into my personal experience using the Apollo Neuro over the past few months, I want to take a look at the research because in my mind, if the science isn't there supporting the product, it's probably not worth your money. It's probably a bunch of BS, smoke and mirrors. So according to Apollo Neuro, the main benefit of their product is that it's going to promote sleep, relaxation, and focus if used at least 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. In fact, if you use it this way, they say you can even gain an extra 30 minutes of sleep per night. Pretty awesome if true, but obviously marketing claims mean very little, so let's take a look at these studies. One of the most interesting ones to me is the improved quality of sleep, all this good sleep stuff. Because the sample size was so large and I like the methods they used in that study. But some of the other ones, they have smaller sample sizes, but they're still pretty legit, still pretty promising, focusing on increases in HRV, focus, reduced stress and anxiety levels, improved ability to enter meditative states for non-meditators, heart rate variability improvements again, and we've got PTSD symptom improvement. So take a look at those yourself. I don't want to bore you guys and dive into them. I will include a link below if you guys want to check out those studies. Otherwise, it's just on their website, but they're pretty legit, if not promising. I would have liked to see some larger sample sizes, but pretty good stuff. Let's get to the point, unbox the Apollo Neuro, and see what's inside. My first thoughts were that the Apollo Neuro design was actually pretty quality. I wasn't sure what to expect because I saw some other Apollo Neuro reviews out there saying that it looked kind of cheap or felt cheap, and I actually don't agree with those. You might have a different opinion than me, but I think it's built pretty well. Obviously, I got this color here, but there are many other color options available on the website. The Apollo Neuro can be worn on the wrist, on the ankle, or clipped just about anywhere else on your body as long as you can still feel the vibrations. Now, I personally prefer to wear it on the wrist. I think the device is pretty discreet. I have no problem wearing it in public. It's not embarrassing. It doesn't scream medical device or anxiety device to me. It just looks like a fitness tracker. So no problem wearing it in public on the wrist. You could wear it on the ankle if you try to be a little bit more discreet, but then you run the risk that if your pants leg comes up, it's gonna look like you're wearing an ankle monitor and breaking parole. The next step is gonna be to download the Apollo Neuro app on your phone and synchronize it to this device. Now, I have way too much respect for my intelligent subscribers to explain to you how to sync Bluetooth up, but if you really need help with it, there are instructions in the box. And much like the design of the device itself, I was actually really impressed with the design of the app. It's sleek and simple enough for you to dive right in with no learning curve, but also deep enough to offer customization and different types of programs depending on your needs. Currently, the Apollo Neuro app offers the following programs: Energy and Wake Up, Social and Open, Clear and Focused, Rebuild and Recover, Meditation and Mindfulness, Relax and Unwind, and Sleep and Renew. You can choose any of these programs based on your desired effects, and each program delivers a different pattern of rhythmic vibration. You can also set the duration and intensity of each, plus track your progress and consistency over time. Firmware updates suggest that even more programs could be added over time. What I really love is that once you're set up on the app, you never actually have to really touch the device again. I almost never touch these buttons at all. It can all be controlled directly from the app, which is how I prefer to do it. So did the Apollo Neuro work? What was my experience with it? Well, I used the device for 5 hours a day over the course of several months, pretty consistently. And what I first noticed about it, which I think is super important with any kind of stress wearable, is that it was very discreet. Nobody was asking me what it was. It just kind of looked like a fitness tracker. And mine is white, so if you even get like the black, like stealth looking one, that's even more discreet than this, I think. But nobody asked me about it. Nobody knew it was a stress device. Also, the vibration, even at 100% intensity, was not audible to the people around me, which to me is very important. You don't want to draw attention to yourself, especially if you're prone to social anxiety. As for the programs that I used, I love the Energy and Wake Up program for waking up. Just a quick 5 minutes in the morning. I used this in lieu of my alarm clock. I would still set both just in case, but it was a much more gentle way to wake up and to feel energized in the morning. I used the Clear and Focus program to get work done. I just felt like it helped me enter flow state a little bit more easily. Maybe that was placebo, maybe it wasn't, but I liked it. I used Relax and Unwind before bed. I felt like this paired with a cup of herbal tea just helped me to calm down and get into the rest state. And then my other favorite program was the Sleep and Renew program, which I would fall asleep to. I'd set it for about 2 hours. It felt like a cat purring gently against my wrist, super relaxing, and I feel that it improved my sleep. For each of these programs, I usually set the intensity to about 30 to 40%. The company claims that as long as you feel the vibrations, you don't have to be like consciously aware of them and disturbed by them, but as long as the body, the skin can feel it, at least on like a subconscious level, you should still get the benefits. You might want to go a little bit higher, but this is going to drain the battery faster. I don't really think it's necessary. Of course, your own favorite programs may differ from mine, but I found that these ones really did a good job of slightly boosting my ability to relax, sleep, and focus. I don't think the results were absolutely dramatic or profound, but it was enough that I would say they're present. They were definitely giving me some kind of passive boost that helped me a bit. Now let's wrap this Apollo Neuro review up so you can decide whether or not it's the right product for you. Is the Apollo Neuro worth it? So, whenever I decide whether or not to recommend a product like this to my audience, I tend to go with my gut. One of the most important subjective metrics for me is whether or not I feel continually drawn to use the product even after the experiment has ended. So am I glad to put the experiment on the shelf and let it collect dust or return it? Or am I actually still using the product even though this video is done? And the fact is, I actually am still using the Apollo Neuro. To be honest, I don't use it so much throughout the day. I don't really feel I need it. I'm kind of past that stage of my anxiety journey, but I definitely do use it for sleep. I like to set that Sleep and Renew program right before I go to bed for about 2 hours, and I feel that it does improve the amount that I sleep and the quality of my sleep. With that said, do I think that the vibrations from this device are going to completely erase your phobia of public speaking or your fear of heights? No, I don't. But if you're looking for a small to moderate improvement to sleep or a small to moderate reduction in stress levels, that's where I think that this device actually can play a meaningful role in your life. The big question that determines whether or not the Apollo Neuro is worth it for you is going to depend on what your budget is and how important it is for you to improve that area of your life. Ultimately, I think the Apollo Neuro will reduce stress and improve sleep for most people. The app is extremely intuitive and easy to use. Its sleek aesthetic design makes it easily worn in public without drawing attention. It is expensive, but it's also the best in its class. I've tried the cheaper competitors and honestly returned them because I didn't see the value for me. My only other critique is that the battery life could be better. It only lasts 5 hours or so between charges, but fortunately the battery is rechargeable, so this wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. Now, for the real ones who stuck through to the end, I am going to include, like I promised, a discount link / coupon code in the description below. Make sure you use that affiliate link. I will get a small kickback at no cost to you. This is just to keep the lights on, but that coupon code is also going to save you a ton of money, and I'll keep the link updated over time so that you always get the best discount possible. Once you've tried the Apollo Neuro out, drop a comment below and let us know how you like it. What are your favorite programs? Is it working for you? Did you have a different experience than I did? Let us know. And that's all I got for you today, friends. Thanks for sticking to the end. I'll catch you guys next time.